Welcome back, everyone. Tom from Park Avenue Trading, your chief dealer, keeping you sane in these insane markets. And things just keep getting crazier. Now we got Jerome Powell speaking at 8:40 this evening. I wouldn't even pay attention to what to do to saying I'd just be watching dollar yen because that's the key. Because now we have markets closed in the United States and the UK tomorrow. So we're all going to have to be focusing on what's going on in Asia. Thank you very much, Mr. Powell, for keeping me up on Sunday night and then Monday night, and then we have to wait until Tuesday. Got to be up early again on Tuesday to see what the heck is going on. All right, let's get into sterling yen weekly analysis, weekly update. This has been in a tight range. The ability for sterling yen not to break the 190.28 that we've been holding and talking about for a while is actually a kind of slightly bullish tone for this cross. Now, sterling dollar hasn't really taken off that much. Let me go up over here. Let me put a trend line up here as like a vector line. Coming off this low, coming off of this slight low. Now we got a lower low right here. This is a 6-hour chart. Okay, so I think that, if we trade up to, like, say, 194.08, we could see some resistance. However, if we do break through this, the marketplace is opening up to 195, like 73, 195.73. Let me get a line up there. 195.73. Let's get a horizontal ray, 195, right there, 76, close enough. So this is right now. If we look at the dollar index, the DAX itself, and if I want to compare, I got the euro dollar here. I'm comparing to. If I add a comparison, let's go like this. Let's not show this guy, and let's compare good old sterling dollar to it. Where's good old sterling dollar? Or actually, I can compare sterling yen to it, or not. I'm looking at sterling yen, sterling JPY. Let's compare those guys right there. Okay, let's close that down. And we could see, as it's not as prominent with the yen. I mean, it's not as prominent as the yen. I mean, this is actually, you can see the dollar index actually top out a little bit. Sterling yen comes off a little bit, tops out. Now sterling yen is coming off. And now we're down here. Now sterling yen is starting to pick up steam. So it's not as correlated as dollar yen straight. Dollar yen's the one that's going to be driving this, so we got to keep that in mind. So let's get back to the sterling yen chart. All right, so I got resistance on the upcoming week at 195.76, and we got the main resistance at 196.97, 198 the figure. Above the 198 the figure on the week, I got 198.43. So it starts to get tight again up here, 198, 198.50, right there. It starts to get tighter again up there because it's going to be defending that 199, all-important psychological level. So how I would handle this, I'm thinking this week, how I'm going to look at this. I'm thinking that, let's see where we've been to, 193.59. I'm thinking we could, we actually have the pullback right here to 193, the figure. I'm thinking that if we drop down on the week below this 191.89, we're probably going down to the pivot low of 190.28. And this is all conjecture because I have no idea what Powell's going to say. I have no idea how dollar yen's going to react. So, I'm really talking out, I'm making up scenarios here. So, what is it? Sterling yen, how I would look at it, I would think that it's kind of neutral to slightly bullish. Slightly, ever so slightly. I would lean more towards neutral. I want to see what happens with dollar yen before I actually commit. And I'm going to get into dollar yen right now. So let's go over to good old dollar yen. All right, look at dollar yen right here. We got the 6-hour time frame right here. We got the support point at 142.37. If this level goes, you got to give this some room on whatever he says. There's going to be some volatility. So if this 142, the figure goes, dollar yen is opening up a path to, I'll show you exactly where that sucker is. Right here, 140.50. It's opening up a path to 140.50 on the week. Now, if dollar yen can reverse up through 144, 32, we got resistance right behind it at 145, the figure, and we can go up even a little higher to 146.08. So it's all going to depend on what he says. The weekly points are basically the same as almost these dailies, that I had up. They haven't changed much, so I'm going to be lazy and not really change them by 5 or 6 pips. Now, I have to be candid. I'm going into this thing short. 143.15. I got my stop at 143.95. I'm believing I'm going to, if the marketplace allows me to, I'm going to move my stop to like 144.35. Of course, if I see something, crazy, I'll take back my short and try to reevaluate my trade. But that's what I got going on. I think that I think there's downward pressure in the dollar versus yen. I think that everybody's going to run into the yen, for risk on type of stuff, but it's up in the air. I mean, I don't mean to be non-committal, but I don't really have a good idea with this guy speaking at 8:40. Why are you doing it? Like, shut the F up. What are you even going to talk about it for? All right, so let's go over to good old sterling dollar. Sterling dollar. Okay. So sterling dollar has been rallying. It's been going higher than I thought it was going to do. So sterling dollar itself, let me see what get some points on cable for the week. All right, cable weekly, we got support at, let me open this guy up, 134.30. 134.30. That's the weekly support right now. It's an important support point. Now you can see the bull flag pattern that it broke out of right here. So we can, let's just put that up right there. I'll use array. Like if you look at this point right here, right there against this one, bull flag pattern that we broke out of. Look, 6-hour chart. Once we closed above it on the 6-hour chart, and then the next 6-hour bar, that's this. I call this the king. The king broke out, yet the queen needs to confirm. The queen did confirm, and now we're heading higher. But where is the next resistance point? Next resistance point is 136.60. So it's not even this 136.07. I'll leave it up there. I'll leave it at that point right there, 136.78. So cable is slightly bid. I mean, it's got a biddish tone to it. It totally did something I didn't think that it was going to do. It's starting to rally. All right, but I'm going to keep one eye on it. I'm going to be watching this week. I'm going to be watching 134.30 as a breakdown and potential comeback into the zone. Now, there's another main support here at 132.51 on the week, so I'll put that one up there too. Let's get a horizontal ray. 132.50 is fine. 59, that's close enough. So that's what I got going on in cable. Now remember, the market's closed tomorrow for the U.S. and also for good old UK. So we're going to be in a bit of suspense for a couple of days. All right, let's go over to good old Euro Yen. Where's my Euro Yen? Here's my Euro Yen right here. All right. Okie dokie. Let's get to the 6-hour chart right here. All right. So we have on the weekly, let me go to a weekly chart. Let's pull up a weekly just to get easier points. Oh, that's interesting. A lot of noise there. 155. Those are too far. Let's go 6 hours again. Let's go 6 hours. All right, so 162.57. That's a critical price, right, for the week right now. Let me see if I got something in euro yen. I gotta look at my notes, man. I gotta look at my notes. 162.55. 160. Wow. Huh. For the weekly points, resistance is 164.07. 164.07. That's where the resistance is coming in for this week. 164. I'll go. Oh, yeah, that's fine. 164.08 is the first line of defense for the euro yen bears. After that, it's opening up its path. Yeah, well, it's not really that far away. It's like 165 the figure. So there's more like right at this top, right there. Look at that, 165.17. I'll use that for the week. Now, if the yen takes off, okay, and the euro dollar stalls, we can expect this cross to trade back down towards this 6-hour low right here of 161 the figure. It's not too far away. It's only 100 points. However, the main support for the week is 159.71. 159 right there. 159.71. If that breaks, then we're looking at it's opening a path to 156.20. But let's take it one step at a time. Make sure you come over and watch the daily analysis. Even though markets will be closed tomorrow, I'll be going over what happened in Asia and what could potentially happen on Tuesday. So if you like what you see, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to head over to Park Avenue Trading. Get yourself a free ebook. And remember, come back and watch the daily stuff. I always give you some points where you can enjoy the party, but dance near the door. Cheers.